Speaking of watching movies, the 40th anniversary of Grease is coming up
Yes,
next
can you
year.
believe it?
I can't believe that.
Gosh.
What are you going to do?
Well, there's nothing set in stone yet. I'm sure we'll do something. We have to celebrate in some way, but there's nothing set yet. But I'm sure Parramatta are going to want to do something with the movie. So.
Has John been reaching out to you? I imagine in this time
Yes,
he's
he
probably
has.
helped you.
He's been wonderful. He calls and checks up on me, and he came to one of my shows right before this happened, actually, right before my diagnosis. I saw him, and I was hobbling around the dinner table because I was having trouble sitting down. And he was concerned, and he had some ideas for me and called me up with some ideas of people to see. And yeah, he's a good friend.
He's been helping you through.
Yes.
I hear you might be auctioning off some famous pants.
I am. You know, I've been waiting for the right moment, and I realize now the perfect moment is next year. It's the 40th anniversary. So I have the jacket and I have the pants.
Oh.
And I want to, sorry Paramount, you can't have them back. No, and I want to auction them off for the hospital because that is the perfect time, and that's always been my vision, but it never seemed to be the right time or who was going to do it. So we're still trying to figure out what the best way is to do that, you know, probably online, probably. We'll start a countdown or something.
When was the last time you put those pants on?
When we did the movie.
You could still fit in them, though.
Oh,
yes,
I don't know. I don't know. I don't dare try, actually. It might be very depressing to try and put them on. But you could wear them.
I got my bad
You've got them
right now.
They're gorgeous, gorgeous.
I wore them just for you.
I know, they're fantastic.
In your honor. When was the last time you watched Grease?
You know, it comes on the air occasionally and I'll walk by, but the last time I watched it, this is really a funny story. I love this story, and forgive me if I've told you it before.
No, tell me.
Many years ago, when John and I first got married, John Travolta wanted to meet my John. So he invited us for dinner at his house, and he has a house where he has a runway outside. And I remember when we were working together making Grease, he told me his vision that one day he would have a house and a runway and a plane outside. So he's created his vision. I've created my vision. So he invited us for dinner. We went there, and after, as we're having dinner, John Travolta asks my husband, had he seen Grease? And my husband, who had never seen it, said no, he hadn't seen it.
Oh my gosh.
And John Travolta said, seriously? Where were you? Up the river on the Amazon or something? So we finished dinner, and then he said, we're going to have dessert on the plane. And my husband's a pilot, so he was excited because he loves planes. He has a passion for them too. Yeah. So he took us on the plane, and they had dessert laid out, and he had Grease playing on the television.
Wow.
So he got to watch it with the both of us on John's plane, and he said,
how amazing.
Yeah, he said, this is a really good movie. I can see why people like it.
What did he think of Bad Sandy? Did he like that?
He liked it. He loved it. Yeah, he thought it was funny. But I thought that was such a great memory that's the way he saw it. He saw it in the most perfect way.
Oh my gosh, amazing. I can't believe he never saw it before then.
No, he knew me as a person that he'd met through our dear friends who introduced us, but he didn't know about my music, and he thought I was one of those Hollywood types, you know. So
wow. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Wow, you've changed his world.
That's why it's great. I know, but that's why it was great about him, because he knew me and loved me for me, and he didn't have a preconception of me and my fame or anything. It wasn't important to him at all.
I think you need to put those pants on for him, though. Come on. He needs to get the hair all curled up. Before you auction them off. Date night.
Oh, maybe that's an idea. Okay.
10th anniversary special.
I might try that. I'm just scared they won't fit, and then what do I do?
We've planned it for you. When you think about when you were filming Grease, what stands out in your mind?
Fun. Yeah. So much fun, and lifelong friends I've made, Dee Dee and John, and a lot of the cast. We still stay in touch on email, and you know, we created something that is still, people still love it. It's amazing to me.
Did you know then how much your life was going to change? And I mean, I can't imagine that as you were filming this, you thought this is going to be the biggest movie ever.
No. Excuse me. You couldn't possibly imagine that all these years later it would still be loved, and you know, I meet little kids come to my show with their grandparents who saw it the first time, and the little kids, you know, they have just discovered it, and so it's a phenomenon. So I'm very grateful for that fact, that I've been in a film that's still beloved, and I got to dance with two of the world's greatest dancers, Gene Kelly and John Travolta. So for me, who had 2 left feet as a young girl, that's pretty good.